but I'm in the midst of unpacking the Harvey Weinstein trial, and it's pretty terrifying what they allowed in that courtroom. They just overturned it in New York, as they should have. And they just allowed a kangaroo court to take place, like absent any, and this is criminal. He's in prison, to be clear. And so that's
you
why
don't think he deserves to be in prison?
I don't know if you know that I've just done this series. And
I
do.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame it on you, by the way. I was doing my homework and I got through 2 of your episodes, and then you wanted to come in early, so I did not watch the third. But I did my homework and I watched 2 of them so far.
So it's interesting. So he got caught up, I would say swept up in the Me Too. That's what I mean talking about. We're now in this phase of social justice, and social justice is not real justice. And I thought he was guilty of sin because, I mean, how could you not? There were so many women speaking at the same time, and that allows us to allow a trial by the media and not a trial by the facts. And that's why you have to say, what are the actual facts here in the case? And when I got into them, because somebody said, you know, could you look at this? Because I think you're the only person who will actually look at the facts here and report on what's actually in the case. And I was like, sure. I got on the phone with Harvey Weinstein. I've now been talking to him for about 2 years. And I thought he was guilty. Got the facts, and I was like, this is the craziest thing. And I tweeted, Harvey Weinstein was wrongfully convicted. Everyone thought I was insane. Appellate court just agreed with me, said I can't even believe that this was allowed to take place in the courtroom. Like, what happened here? And they overturned, and now the case is being sent down beginning this month. And so I'm also colored by that, where I have now really abandoned trust in the media to tell me what the facts are. And so the first thing I'm going to do, because I am going to report on this on Monday, is get the court stuff and see, because she could have done everything right. Like, I have no idea. There could be more than one person. By the way, we do know that Russell Brand self-admitted addictions that he had during that time. I'm just curious as to why it would take any courtroom this long. And it does make it difficult to defend yourself. I mean, 25 years later is a very long time. Whereas you could say, oh, I don't even have, 25 years ago, you don't have the same phone number. Did you even have a phone? So I just want to make sure we're looking at it evenly for both of them.
Do you think, I know you talk about looking at it evenly. I know the woman the victim from Harvey Weinstein's trial reached out to you personally, and she wants to talk to you as well. Are you planning on also talking to her?
Absolutely. Told her you can come on my platform anytime you want.
Is she going to do that?
She's not going to do it.
No? She said no?
She opened the conversation, and I said, I'm reading your emails, you know. If you say you were raped, and then she kind of said, well, I didn't say I was raped. This is kind of more of the courts decide on what is or isn't raped, because they decided, which is true, in the wake of Me Too, that the definition of kind of could change. And the judge basically instructed them that this was a new time and you could, in theory, revoke consent. Very scary. That's a very scary thing.
Well, you don't think somebody
Are we going to get dinged, by the way, for using that word?
He'll beep it. He'll beep it.
Okay.
You not, as a woman, do you not think that you can revoke consent of whatever it is you're doing?
When you say revoke consent, as in you did the deed and then the next day you go, actually, I didn't want to do it. And so
what about
that's what they mean, just so you know. Revoking consent as in, like, you decided like that actually maybe you wouldn't have done it, or your understanding of it is different because that person's more powerful than you. So like, yes, I did it, but, and this is what the judge, who the mayor's office asked him to, what is the correct terminology? Not to rescind himself, but to recuse himself. Thank you. They asked him to recuse himself because they saw that he was biased. There was something very wrong with this judge. What he allowed in the courtroom was crazy. And he had a personal bone to pick with Harvey Weinstein. And he allowed things that were insane. He allowed people to come in and testify, like he got into a fight with his brother once, Bob Weinstein, and that proves he's violent. It's like, what is this doing? What is this doing? It was basically just a character assassination of how he behaved in business, because they didn't feel that they had enough oomph on the actual case because of these women's emails. And this one woman in particular, who put him away for 3 years, was, emailing him for 5 years thereafter, saw him after, went to events with him, stayed with him. Her own best friend testified that she said he was like, a father to her, that she loved him very much. And when you read the emails, it's just weird. I wouldn't let my mom 2 years later meet my alleged. I wouldn't take my mom to lunch with them. So there's just a lot of things here that I feel it's incumbent upon women to speak on, because there are real victims. Like, and by the way, this Russell Brand, she could be one. I didn't look at the case. My point is that when you have people that are looking for a come up in Hollywood, which is what I believe the Harvey Weinstein case was, versus someone who is walking out to their car, gets hit over the head and gets raped, and you start conflating those two things, it becomes problematic.